The Cat Who Drinks Coffee. The story begins. Sophie had always known that the small village of Willowbrook was a little different. It was the kind of place where everyone knew everyone else's business. The smell of freshly baked bread seemed to hang in the air all day, and the local cafe, the Willow Cup, was always busy. One afternoon, Sophie was sitting by the window in the cafe, reading a book, when she noticed something strange. Marko, the village cat, wandered in through the door, as he often did. But instead of going straight to his usual perch by the fireplace, he jumped onto the counter and curled up beside the coffee pot. Sophie's eyes widened in disbelief as she watched Marko, with the most dignified of expressions, sip from the mug that had been left unattended by a distracted customer. He licked his whiskers afterward and gave a satisfied purr. "Did that cat just drink coffee?" Sophie whispered to herself, eyes fixed on the tabby. The barista, a cheerful young woman named Lily, glanced over at Sophie with a grin. "Oh, that's Marko. He's our official taste tester, best coffee critic we have in town." "Critic?" Sophie asked, intrigued. "He can actually taste coffee?" Lily laughed, nodding. "Well, that's what the town believes. No one really knows how he ended up here, but Marko seems to have quite the knack for picking out the best blends. He's the reason the Willow Cup is so popular. People come for the coffee, but they stay for Marko's approval." Sophie raised an eyebrow. "You mean to say he's like the judge of the cafe?" "That's right. And if he likes the coffee, the customers flock in. If he doesn't, the business goes quiet for a while. It's a bit magical, really." Sophie, skeptical but fascinated, decided to follow Marko after the cafe closed. She wanted to find out how a cat could possibly know so much about coffee. As the sun dipped behind the hills, she trailed Marko through winding lanes and into the woods beyond the village. The forest was dense and quiet. To Sophie's surprise, Marko led her to a hidden little shack she had never seen before. It was covered in ivy, and the smell of fresh coffee beans filled the air. Inside, a small fire crackled, and there were books scattered across the floor. It was clear this wasn't just any ordinary shack. Marko jumped onto a table, pawing at an old leather-bound book. Sophie approached, her curiosity piqued. The book had pages full of coffee-making secrets, recipes for exotic brews, and tales of ancient village magic. The last page, however, caught her attention. It was a story about a cat of the brew, a magical cat who could sense the very essence of a good coffee, chosen by the villagers to protect the secrets of the village's unique beans. "You've got to be kidding me," Sophie muttered, piecing the story together. "Marko is the cat of the brew." Suddenly, a voice echoed from the shadows. "You've figured it out, haven't you?" An elderly man appeared in the doorway, a man Sophie had seen around the village but never spoken to. "I'm the keeper of the brew, and Marko has been my assistant for many years. We protect the magic of the beans and ensure the village remains peaceful." Sophie stood still, her mind racing. "But why coffee? Why is it so special?" The man smiled. "Coffee isn't just a drink in Willowbrook, it's a symbol of connection, of magic passed down through generations. And Marko, well, he's a bit of a miracle himself." Over the next few days, Sophie became part of the village's coffee-making secret. She helped Marko pick the best beans, learned about the village's ancient traditions, and discovered that sometimes the most unlikely magic could be found in the most unexpected places. Moral of the story: sometimes the most ordinary things, like a cup of coffee or a curious cat, hold the deepest magic and the greatest adventures.